according to the Oxford Dictionary, a hypocrite is a person who pretends to have moral standards or opinions that they do not actually have. This means they act in a way that is inconsistent with their stated beliefs or values. Now, I want you all to understand and remember what I just said there very clearly. This is what the Oxford Dictionary defines a hypocrite as. Because Marvel Comics executive editor Tom Brevoort has basically come out and shown that he is one. Because after spending the last few weeks lambasting fans and stuff and answering questions and saying that, there is no way in hell Peter and MJ are going to be back together, period. So deal with it. And if you don't like it, you could just stop buying the books. All of that he stated. Now he's singing a different tune when it comes to Rogue and Gambit. Because what good for the goose is apparently not good for the gander. Let's get into this article here from Bounding into Comics. After years snubbing Spider-Man and MJ fans, Marvel Comics executive editor says he won't break up X-Men's Gambit and Rogue because readers in general seem to be invested in them as a couple. You hypocritical son of this. Let's get into this. Despite refusing to listen to the exact same metric when it comes to the idea of reuniting Spider-Man and Mary Jane, Marvel Comics executive editor Tom Brevoort says that while the marriage between X-Men mainstays Rogue and Gambit may have been conceived with the idea of eventually sending them down the road to heartbreak, he currently has no interest in following through on these plans after seeing the massive amount of investment fans have in their current relationship dynamic. So apparently Rogue and Gambit, their whole marriage and stuff was conceived to eventually break them up. Because apparently in X-Men 97, having Rogue do a literal sexy dance with Magneto in front of Gambit wasn't enough of a kick in the balls for him. Apparently now the whole COVID thing was to set them up to eventually have them divorce. Yeah, because Kitty Pryde and Colossus, that wasn't weird enough, and then eventually now Kitty's into girls because apparently everybody at Marvel and DC has to be gay now, but that's what they're doing. It did this. Yeah, because he perfectly okay with this. But apparently this is a problem. She's Louise boy. Brevoort, who also serves as the lead editor of the publisher's overall X-Men line, offered this hypocritical argument regarding the continuation of Mr. and Mrs. X's union while answering fan questions for the latest entry of his weekly Man with a Hat Substack blog. Pressing the X-Men editor as to the publisher's general outlook on their characters getting married, one fan opened his inquiry by referring to a past appearance by Marvel Comics writer Donny Cates on artist and former Venom for Ryan Stegman's podcast, wherein he revealed that part of the reason he pitched Rogue and Gambit as a replacement to the maligned Kitty and Colossus marriage. Oh, what a joy that was. And seen in 2017's X-Men Gold Volume 2, number 30, was because Rogue and Gambit as characters could handle getting divorced. Really? Really? Okay, well, alright. So to me, that always signified that divorce was somewhat built into the narrative concept of them being married. Though, so you want to have Rogue and Gambit get divorced. Meanwhile, Cyclops and Jean must stay together no matter what. Yeah, all right. That apparently makes sense to somebody. I don't know. See them here getting married and all of that, because why not? Right? Moving to raise the actual question, said fan continued. Now, obviously, Gail Simone, who is currently writing both characters in a Uncanny X-Men Volume 6, which isn't going very well apparently, isn't going to break them up. Although a little strife and drama would be fun, but if a writer in the future after Gail's run has ended, of course, came along and had a good story to tell that dissolved this marriage, is that something you would consider? Or are Rogue and Gambit the opposite of Peter and MJ and thus need to be married in order to work? In turn, Brevoort asserted, I don't think that Rogue and Gambit need to be married in order to work. Them being married is still a relatively new thing in terms of their story. By that same token, I'm also not really looking to break them up. Readers in general seem to be invested in them as a couple. You son of a... All this time, for the past 20 something years, readers have been telling Marvel that they want Peter and MJ back together, that they invested in them. And you've been telling them, hell no, suck salt, you ain't getting nothing. But no, when it comes to Rogue and Gambit, no, you look at how all readers in general seem to be invested in them as a couple. What did I say, people? A bloody hypocrite. A person who pretends to have moral standards or opinion that they do not actually have. This means they act in a way that is inconsistent with their stated beliefs or values, because this is the same man, Tom Brevoort is the same man who stated, if there was an easy way to get sales and make money, don't you think we would do it? The fans have been telling you that, listen, they want Peter and MJ back together. Once you start to make good stories, they would be interested in Spider-Man. They would start to buy, sales would jump. You didn't want to do it. But now you're turning around to say that, Rogue and Gambit, and I'm going to break them up because readers in general seem to be invested in them as a couple. You hypocritical so-and-so. That is all, and you hypocritical so-and-so. Eh, as noted above, Brevoort's defense of Rogue and Gambit's marriage on the grounds that readers support it stands in stark contrast, yes, to his ongoing dismissal of the even more overwhelming fan demand to see Marvel Comics undo one more day and bring Spider-Man and Mary Jane back together. I tell you, for over 20 years, the fans have been stating that is what they want, but they will not listen. They will not listen. One more day, messed it up. People are saying they want something, they want it back, they want to get back to what's going on. No, and Marvel has been going out of their way to ruin it. I mean, they even put in this one thing where Spider-Man was talking to Black Cat and saying that, you know what? Oh, Mary Jane is like a sister to me. That's the most disgusting shit I have ever heard. They hook up Mary Jane with Paul. Nobody likes Paul. Every freaking person hates Paul. They wouldn't get rid of shit in Paul. They acting like Paul and Mary Jane are joined at the hip. If one goes, the other one has to go. So now they've gone out of their way to ruin Mary Jane as a character. They made her into jackpot, a character that makes less sense than sense itself, apparently. You understand what I mean? Now she's the new Venom for some freaking reason, but no. No, keep Rogue and Gambit together, but don't bring back Peter and MJ because apparently that's a problem. Jesus Christ, boy. Eh, they go on to talk about, the stuff here that I've covered before about a fan asked about the Peter and MJ marriage, and this was Tom Brevoort's response. Yeah, I've been hearing from a couple of yahoos whose idea of a good time is to send us the same form letter about MJ and Paul every single day. But here's the thing. I think the point of view that you're talking about is simply incorrect. Yeah. So now you're calling them yahoos, but it's the same yahoos you're listening to and you say that, you know what? Those yahoos seem invested in Rogue and Gambit. So they're only yahoos when they're talking about Peter and MJ. But when they're talking about Rogue and Gambit, they're not yahoos anymore. No, no. No, they're readers, they're fans. You like them when they talk. When you see these same people telling you, listen, undo one more day and bring back Peter and MJ together, fix that. No, then they're yahoos, but no. When they're talking about Rogue and Gambit, then they're really cool. You hypocritical son of a. Hey, I tell you. I tell you. Then you go on talk about the difference in sales between Ultimate Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man and all kind of thing. I'm talking about how Peter and MJ being married is not the main selling point for Ultimate Spider-Man, even though it is. But no, this is what's going on. This is what's going on. I'm telling you, man's a hypocritical so and so. You're perfectly happy to keep these two together, but you will not dare. You will not dare let Peter and MJ be back together. No, that is a big problem for you. This is what Marvel does not want. I've said that before. Marvel does not want them back together. They are going out of their way to ruin Mary J as a character, so people want her gone. That's what they're doing. They're ruining narrative so that people will actually be happy when they eventually get rid of her and leave Spider-Man a broken, miserable loser. They're perfectly happy to do that. But when it comes to these two, oh no. Oh no. Readers seem really invested in them. So let's do that. I tell them you hypocrites, every last one of them. All of them. This is what they do. This is what they do. These people pick and choose what they will listen to, who they will listen to, and they don't give a damn about nothing. That is what we're getting there. Absolute shit. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. If you like, if you hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I put a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Total hypocritical shit. Take care.